is live in the motherfucker.
Okay. I was completely watching something else.
I found a beer in the back of the refrigerator.
Okay, man. Beers, man. All right. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm Live. We are live on the Twitches.
Twitching.
We are live on the Twitching, and we are here to talk about some things. Now, reckon we should cover something first. On our YouTube page, we started a reaction section.
Oh, Nemesis Prime! Nemesis Prime is up here in the little, in the fancy telephone, thing.
the fancy phone doohickey. What's up, Scott? So we started a reaction channel. Well,
a reaction
series section of the channel that we reaction series in the channel we already had. It's the same place where the shows have gone. Same place where some old game Let's Plays have gone. It's just a bunch of different things. So we started a reaction channel, and we recorded a few episodes in advance. And we're releasing them. We're breaking them up and releasing them. But the first one is live. And it seems to be doing well compared to the way that our YouTube has been working so far. It seems to be working pretty well. So
at least we didn't get popular off of our lady friends making anime girl voices into the chat.
Correct. That describes the temporary popularity of.
That's a Scarcasm deep cut.
That describes the temporary popularity of Christian Chase.
Yeah.
All right. So we have so we got together with Blue, and we did a few things. And I think they all came out pretty well. I know you edited them. So like you are pretty much the arbiter of how this actually is gone.
Oh yeah. Well,
because you know how it came out, and I know that you said you had some issues.
Well, I thought it did look dope how we would have I did the Scarcasm logo, and when we would start it would like fade into the video. I thought that turned out pretty well, so I'll probably still do that to where I just superimpose the Scarcasm logo on top of the video. But I do want to get into a little bit of background of the videos, because the next one is the most egregious, I think, of this, is that our videos are paused. And the reason that one's the most egregious, it's not going to like make the video worse, but our videos are bigger in that one. So you can definitely tell that the videos are paused. But the video we're watching is not paused, and our voices, we don't make a lot of faces and stuff, so it's really don't.
No, I think for the music, it's a lot of bobbing your head, like kind of going along with it. So there's some of that. Because
the one thing about reactions is some of them that make a lot of views aren't legit reactions. They're going to be over the top. We're not going to be like, oh my god, look at that, unless it's really merited that, you know what I mean? It's going to be real, So you might see a reaction video to where we're not really reacting much because it's a bad video.
Right. Correct. So the first one that we did was Chase's suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
And what did we do?
Polyphia, GOAT, goat.
Now here's the thing. I realize now I watch a lot of reaction channels, and that's part of what I think the change in the channel, because that's gotten quite a few views than what we normally get.
Uh-huh.
But I watch a lot of reaction channels, and I didn't realize that a lot of the channels that I watch have done this.
Well, I didn't realize that Polyphia was some. I guess it makes sense since it's very technically apt, I guess you would say. Very something that you would be like, you got to see this type thing. Back in the early 2000s, it was definitely sweet picking. You would, which I actually might share between the Buried and Me, but back then, sweet picking, everyone's like, oh, you got to check out the sweet picking. Now it's this kind of like weird time signature weird stuff like Polyphia and other. There's another band called Animals as Leaders. They're actually a 3-piece.
Yes, I you know what? I watched a video, right? One of the videos that was suggested to me was talking about them, and I'm guessing there is some controversy over. I guess when they started, they were basically like more of a Christian band.
Animals as Leaders was?
No.
Oh, Polyphia?
Yeah, as I understand it from what this guy was saying.
There's another band that was a Christian band that was also didn't have lyrics. But I'm like, isn't being a Christian band part of the thing that makes you a Christian band is that you sing about Christianity? How can you be a Christian band and not have lyrics? I mean, there's other bands that maybe have Christianity in their music, like say, I think like Ben Folds like mentions Christianity some, and like Sufjan Stevens mentions, but they never say, they just say they're a Christian in a band, or they're a Christian that makes music, but they're not a Christian artist. So how can that be? I just don't understand.
And then so the guy that I just followed recently, because I started following his stuff because he was going and he was doing some.
Well, Scott just said that he's got a way to blow us up. Wait, it better not be. You haven't gotten to some Waco shit or anything, have you, man? Because
or I hope it's not. I hope it's not colon blow. So I was watching a video and I was watching one from my my newest YouTube obsession, which is a guy's called The Music Shed. And
okay.
This dude is a jazz pianist. Still a funny word to say. He's a pianist. And he talks a lot about the music and the chords and all of that kind of stuff. Like he really gets in there. You might have to, if you suggest something, you might want to suggest it in some place where Chase can write it down.
Yeah, put it in the Discord, and we'll see
put it in Discord. Yeah, put it in Discord so we can. Do you want to make another place for these? The Discord.
I will, but for right now, put it in the shout box, and then I'll make a we'll put it in the questions for Scarcasm, because we don't need 10,000 channels. I mean, just put it in questions for Scarcasm. That would be, and later I'll change it to suggestions / questions.
Okay, that works. So like when he was talking, he was, he talks and he's very like music nerd. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting like all of these things, and like this is the chromatic scale that he's kind of moving back and forwards in. But the other one that I watch, which is basically the one where it's kind of telling you who they are, like where they come from and how they've gotten to the point where they are right now. Mm-hmm. He also mentioned a few of these producers that they have been working with, and almost all of them, even if they're not black, they all have some sort of hip hop influence. They all like, one of the dudes, he's made a song or two for Drake. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like these. So they and then another video that I was watching was because I watched like several videos of Playing God. Mm-hmm. Or several videos of people watching Playing God, because like when I went back and I realized that The Music Shed had just posted a video not even a week ago of Playing God. So I went and I started watching that, right?
Well, Playing God hasn't aired yet, so
yeah, Playing God hasn't aired for us yet, but for other people it has.
Yeah.
So he was and what the guy was saying was, they are what happens when you have musicians with technical experience, mm-hmm. but also they live in a world where you can just find anything through streaming services, through YouTube or whatever like that. These people, they have an ear outside of just one genre. So it's a melding.
Well, it's definitely a lot easier now. Like, for one, if you are actually actively looking for things, you can find it. Because before, it was like, I'd be like, why haven't I heard this album from this band? This is probably my favorite album by this band now. It's because when I heard about this band, I was at the mercy of what what the record stores or Best Buy. And actually, in the early 2000s, Best Buy had a very eclectic selection. You could find any movie, and that's where I got all my Godspeed You Black Emperor albums, my all like any of that kind of like weird cop stuff. If Best Buy didn't have it, then there's a record store called School Kids Records that is still afloat now, but they mostly go towards vinyl these days. But still.
But yeah, it's like they are what happens if you have access. You have easy access to metal. You have easy access to jazz. You have easy access to hip hop. You have easy access to just rock music, and you have easy access to classical music, all wrapped in one group.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And that made a whole lot of sense. And I actually watched a video of Herman Lee watching I think it might have been Playing God. Let me check my history. But I watched Herman Lee. Herman Lee, you know, the one of the guitarists from Dragon Force.
I know the band, and I know their like main song that was like in Guitar Hero, but
right.
I'm not an active follower of Dragon Force. I actually don't really listen to a lot of power metal. For the most part, I think power metal.
Well, see, here's the thing.
It's pretty lame.
Most of us know Through the Fire and Flames, right?
Yeah.
Because it was in Guitar Hero.
Right.
To me, almost every other song of theirs that I heard sounds like that. Like there's not, you know.
But they're playing so it almost sounds artificial. Like it sounds like a guitar solo, but done in chiptune sometimes.
That's because Herman Lee does all of these tricks of how to make these sounds and stuff like that. Like he's like there was a thing when Guitar Hero was Guitar Hero 3, right? That had Through the Fire and Flames on it.
I don't remember. It was either 2 or 3.
No, it wasn't 2 because Freebird was at the end of 2. Freebird was at the end of 2.
I don't care what anybody says. Freebird makes you smile.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
But
fuck yeah. And my ex used to trip out at me because I sing the guitar solos.
It actually makes me emotional, huh? But
I don't know if it makes me emotional.
But
I don't know if it makes me emotional. You know what song of theirs where I might feel a little bit of emotion? Simple Man. Simple Man, it's like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like
that's what your grandma's telling you, basically. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like there's like the words you would hear from your mother or your grandmother about how you should live your life. And what may come of that, you know, that type of thing. So that one I can kind of feel a little bit, especially if I'm playing drums, because if I'm playing drums on Rock Band, it is a completely different experience, because like while everyone's paying attention to everybody's paying attention to the rest of it, I am like knee deep in the pocket. You know what I mean? Like it's something different. Like only a drummer can really understand what I'm trying to say. But like I'm so like deep in the pocket, and I'm just kind of like going through the motions, and I can hear hear exactly what it's supposed to sound like, and I'm just kind of there, and I'm just kind of in the flow of things from a drummer's perspective, and not necessarily for the rest of it. Did yours freeze? Oh, you dropping frames?
No, this is what exactly happened in the stream, because
you click off of the window.
Yeah. So what I do is I keep it up, but you know what I mean. So
to the side, get up and to the side.
Yeah.
Like my penis. But yeah, I really enjoyed that, and I'm probably gonna look into some more of their
I do what I want, Scott.
I do what I want to. We gonna do what we gonna want to. Yeah, so I really enjoyed like going down that rabbit hole after we listened to the couple of songs that we did. Like you said, one of them is out. We're staggering them, so like some other things will come out, and then Playing God will come out. So keep tuned for hanging with Sarcasm, because it was just the three of us just kind of hanging out, and we all chose something, and I really enjoyed it. And like figuring out the details of how to get all of this stuff working better is going to make those videos better. And I hope that more people, like what we can see right now, like the views on that have been phenomenal for our very, very small channel.
Right, especially in the time period that it's been up. It's been up since Friday, and today is Monday. So it's been up through the weekend, and it has like probably 90% more views than most of our videos.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's and the crazy part about it is like the average view duration is 3 minutes.
So people are actually watching.
Yeah. Do you know what our average view duration was prior to this video? 10 seconds. So I mean, it's working out. I mean, we even got a comment that we need to respond to after the show is over. So thank you to everyone who's checked us out. We're going to start making sure that we post things in the places where you can see us do our thing. We had a lot of fun, and so we're gonna keep that going. And if there's anything that you want us to review, hopefully it's something that at least two of us haven't seen.
And that's the kicker, is that we had fun. Not to say we don't have fun doing the podcast, but it's very we're like kind of going through the motions when we're doing the podcast. Then I was like, hey man, we got to do this again. You want to do it tomorrow night? Let's do the Modern Warfare 2 thing. You know what I mean? Because I enjoy doing it. You know?
Right. Absolutely. So yeah, it was really cool, and I'm looking forward to the next time. Other than that, because we did all of that last week, how's your 2 weeks been?
It's been good, man. Man, I really need to get back into like typing things into some sort of notepad or something, because it was something that happened, and I was like, man, I need to talk about that on the podcast. I think it was something I saw in someone's car or something, but you know, by the time it gets to us, it's gone.
Yeah, that's what I have Google Keep for. I use Google Keep for my note taking and things of that nature, and I have so much stuff in Google Keep, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, that's where the show notes used to be at. All kinds of shit used to be in Google Keep. So yeah, that's what I use for that. I don't know. I think I don't really have much new that's happened with me. It's really fucking hot outside.
Oh my god, dude! I think did they hit some records? I'm not sure, but we're actually under a extreme heat advisory. So you know.
Yeah, I mean, and then I've been falling asleep on the couch downstairs and just saying fucking and staying there, because it's a lot cooler downstairs than it is up here. So I fall asleep on the couch, and it's just like I wake up at like 3-4 o'clock in the morning, and it's just like, oh well. And I roll back over and I just stay on the fucking couch. Like, just like, because if I go upstairs, like, you know, because my bathroom is upstairs. So I had to go upstairs, and like, I'm like, ooh, it's really hot up here. I'm going back downstairs. Fuck this shit.
The heat rises, man. That's why I don't understand, especially in the wintertime when people have these tall ceilings. I was like, dude, as a very utilitarian dude, which comes with a lot of being like a manly man, is being somewhat utilitarian, is like things have to make sense and be like, and having these tall ceilings, you're like, all your heat, you're just gonna turn it on, and yeah, where nobody is living. At least your heat's up there. That might be a show title. I'm gonna keep that one for right now, because you can at least make that into a loft or something. You know what I mean? It's so ridiculous. The only thing that isn't utilitarian that a lot of men do is buy these big ass trucks. Like, even when the gas is low, it still takes a lot of gas to drive those motherfuckers, unless you're working with it. If you're using it for work, that's different.
Yes.
But I drive a Yaris, and still at these gas prices, it still takes like almost $50 to fill that up.
I drive a Sentra.
It's about the same.
Yep, and it is, and yeah, the gas prices like gas prices is $5 right now. Like, I mean, in Richmond, gas prices is $5. Guess what I'm not doing when gas prices are $5? Nothing I don't fucking have to. Like, that's what I'm not doing.
Yeah, like, man.
Yeah, so it's been real kind of crazy. Fucking food prices is out of fucking control. I went to Walmart and I bought just like the bare minimum for what I needed. Like, you know what I mean?
Scott said it's $5.25 there.
It's $5.25 there. It's getting there here. I think I'm seeing a lot of places have gotten up to $4.99. There was a range between $4.79 and $4.99 for a little bit. Now they're pretty much all at $4.99, and they're getting ready to go over that. That's getting ready.
If I lived in the city and worked in the city, I wouldn't have a car. But you know what I mean?
Yeah, very much so. I do not. If you're driving up 64. I'm in the exit right before you get to Richmond City. And that exit before there. Right before, the last exit before you get to the actual city. I'm that last exit. So I'm not quite in the city. And, you know, if I look out my window, I can see the city is right over there.
Right.
But
you ain't walking.
I ain't walking. And I mean, but see, here's the thing. The good thing for me is, like, my commute is really short. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I get on the interstate, and my exit is the next exit. I get on the interstate, and I go to the next exit. I get right off. My commute is 8 minutes.
It's shorter than mine. I mean? That's why you don't listen to the damn podcasts.
That's what I said. I used to listen to podcasts in the car a lot, and the problem with listening to podcasts in the car when your commute is 8 minutes, you're only really getting even if you speed it up, you're only really getting that. And like, so I've taken to trying to listen to podcasts like when I first get up. Like, I get up, turn on the podcast, go do what I need to do, get myself ready, get my clothes ready, you know, get ready to go to work, you know, like that type of stuff. I'll try to listen to stuff then, as opposed to waiting till I'm in the car. So I'm listening to something the whole time, but that's only been like the last couple weeks. Mm-hmm. That's something new that I just started. But, you know, sometimes it's a YouTube video or something like that. I mean, I've been watching a lot of Star Wars stuff because of Kenobi. Mm-hmm. I've been watching a lot of Star Wars stuff. So, like, a lot of lore videos and stuff like that. I try not to watch criticisms.
I still haven't watched it yet. I want to wait until it's all out so I can just watch it all.
You don't really want to do this. I know that you're not on the socials, so, like, you're not in a position to be spoiled on anything, but these are things that you don't even want one of your friends to be like, yo, did you see that thing?
Right.
Yeah. I say if you have,
well, next week it's the last episode, right? So I think
it's the next to the last.
Oh, okay. I thought it's the 20th.
I thought it was 4. It's been four episodes. Hold on. Shit.
Well, the 20 something. Is there what date is? Okay, so next week.
Next Wednesday is the 22nd.
Okay, so there's an episode on the 15th and an episode on the 22nd. Okay.
So yeah, I really enjoy it, and I've always said, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but that show has been pretty stinking dope. But you do have to have some kind of understanding of. You have to know the prequels, and you have to have some kind of understanding of the Clone Wars.
Right.
It works out better if you have those. But if you just have the prequels, you'll be all right. You'll have the prequels, and then you have episode 4. Because here's the thing, and I've heard this not just as a criticism, but like as a thing where you're just like, well, here's the thing why I don't feel tense. This is the other person speaking. I've seen episode 4.
Right.
So I know these characters that seem to be in danger are not really in danger because they make it to the other episodes.
Yeah.
Like There's one character that got hurt really bad. And you think he's gone, but you know that that character shows up in Rebels, which happens after all of this.
But that happens all the time. Like say you're watching Buffy, you know she's the main character, but it's still tense when you think, oh man, she might die. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it tricks your mind. You know.
I mean, spoilers for Buffy, but after she did die, you felt like that sense, right?
Well, I mean, I guess it's a bad example, but like
she died, and then it was like 3 more seasons after that.
Well, how about this? How about Dexter? You know he's not going to get caught. They have more seasons to go through, but you're like, dude, he might get caught.
Okay, so let me tell you something about Dexter.
Okay.
They just made a new season of Dexter, and I have a new TV.
Okay.
I have a new TV, and my TV's right there on the dresser, right there. So I did not have my autoplay turned off on my YouTube.
Okay.
So apparently, I fell asleep while I was watching YouTube, of course. When I woke up, it was spoilers for how this current season of Dexter ended.
Oh, damn.
Not that I stopped watching Dexter. I stopped watching Dexter right before it got really good. Like, I stopped watching Dexter right before the John Lithgow season, which was, as I understand it, was fucking fantastic.
Right.
So I stopped watching Dexter right around that time. I think I was just kind of done with it. I was just like, yo, this is just like kind of circular. Like, will he get caught? Will he not get caught? All this other stuff is just like, this doesn't make any sense. But like, John Lithgow added something to the series. Mm-hmm. And like what happened at the end of that season.
I really love it. I don't know if it's because it plays on our expectations, but for the most part, it's excellent when funny people play fucked up scary people.
Yes, because what was that movie where Robin Williams played the serial killer?
Well, there's 1 Hour Photo, but he's not necessarily a serial killer, but he is not a good guy.
1 hour. It was 1 hour
photo, you mean the one with Al Pacino? Yeah, the one. Yeah, I can't remember that one's name though, but it was like daytime all the time or something.
Yes, that was really good. Like, Robin Williams is like the epitome of like range. Dude had range. Mm-hmm. So he could do anything. He could do absolutely anything. And like, the loss of Robin Williams is a severe loss for all of us.
Yes.
But that dude had range. But there's like times where you have like comedians and comedic actors that do a role, like Monique and Precious. Monique, comedian, and like when she did that role. Now a lot of people are using that to justify like her being angry all the time, and they say that wasn't her playing a character. They're saying that was her being herself. But like, prior to that, she was a comedic actress, and like, you know, she did her stand up, and then she played in like the Parkers and stuff like that, where she was just kind of like. And
she had her own show, right? Just
Parkers.
Well, I mean, aside from that too, wasn't there like the Monique show?
Did she have a show?
That sounds familiar, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. I don't know.
I know her and her husband have a podcast, or they did. So like, I don't know. But like she is.
Well, everybody all the time branched off and done.
Yeah, and but like she won an Oscar for that. Mm-hmm. Like, I think won an Oscar for Precious. Like, that shit was real. And like, so like, there's a lot of situations like that where they can do that, but I don't think there's not a whole lot of people that can go the other way.
They can go from serious to comedy. Mm-hmm. Right.
There's very few people that can actually do that. Hanks.
What's his name from Step Brothers?
Will Ferrell?
No, the other one.
What you call it? He plays in Winning Time.
Yeah.
He plays in Winning Time. I cannot think of his name right this second. But yes, that dude. Because he plays a straight role in Winning Time.
Yeah, but
he plays Jerry Buss.
He mostly played non comedies before he went to the kind of Will Ferrell stuff. Yeah, there we go.
C. Riley is phenomenal as Jerry Buss in Winning Time. I didn't think that he could pull it off, but he very much does. He very, very much does. I was very surprised by it.
I think the first thing I ever seen him in was either that movie where he was teamed up with Kevin Bacon and they were like taking a family hostage. I can't remember what that's called. Or Magnolia.
I don't really remember Magnolia. I know I saw it.
I don't really remember all that well either, but I definitely saw it, and I remember the frogs raining, and it definitely being, it had a lot to do with just humans are fucked up.
Very much so. Yeah. So like, yeah. I mean, I think I'm really enjoying some TV shows right now. I need to get to Stranger Things. That's the next on my list to get to.
Have you watched the other stuff? Because I remember you hadn't watched any of it before at one point.
What's the other stuff?
Like season 1, 2, and 3, and all that.
Stranger Things?
Yeah,
absolutely did. I went back. My ex and I watched it.
Oh, okay.
And when we split, I kind of finished it. But I think we went back. I think I went back and I watched some of it with her. And yeah, I really like it. The lady that plays in there, like no one realized until like someone posted a picture of her and her mom that she is the child of Ethan Hawke and Uma Thurman. And like, there's a picture where they put her up against a picture of her mom, and it's like, wow, that really is her child. And then some people say that they see her dad in her, and like all of this other stuff. But like, yeah, she's like the child. She's the child of Gattaca.
That movie is called The River Wild. That is the John C. Reilly and Kevin Bacon movie.
Okay. But
he was also in What's Eating Gilbert Grape. I forgot about that, but I don't know if I saw that before or after River Wild.
Don't remember that. I don't remember that movie. I know I've been around while the movie has been on, but there's a lot of stuff that I just kind of like didn't really care that much about. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I was just kind of like there, but it didn't actually make a difference to me, and I probably should have paid more attention.
He was in Days of Thunder as well, according to that, but I don't remember him in that movie. Well, I don't really remember that movie at all, other than NASCAR.
Well, he played the Sasquatch in Tenacious D. It's a Sasquatch. Wait, he played in Days of Thunder, and then he played in Talladega Nights?
It is funny, isn't it? My favorite scene in Talladega Nights is the haunted house scene. This shit makes me giggle every time.
I don't remember. That's another movie I don't remember. I've seen it once. Mm-hmm. It's another movie I don't remember that strongly.
Well, that's another... the guy that played his dad he plays comedic roles and serious roles as well.
Played his dad in what?
That played the dad of Will Ferrell's character. You know, if you're not first, you're last. That guy, because he was in like Office Space and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, a lot of those dudes, they were like friends and like they were in each other's movies and all of that kind of stuff. So it was not like anything unusual.
Right.
I'm trying to think of what else I've seen. I'm caught up on my DC TV shows, and right now Superman is the only good one. Flash is terrible right now. It really is. And I'm only watching it out of obligation. It's bad. I hope it can turn around. I was
sort of interested in all that stuff when it was like kind of the going back and forth with the Legends of the Tomorrow and all that, but at this point I'm just like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm with you. I am a fan of Legends, but I know why other people aren't, especially if you couldn't get past the first season. She knows she's on camera and everyone can see her, right?
Yeah. We have more viewers now.
Really?
Yeah.
I wish I could hear.
Well.
Okay, so anyone that is listening to the audio version of this, she is behind Chase making faces and doing weird things. And Chase is completely flustered. Like, he's starting to turn red. And for someone as white as Chase. That's the thing.
I'm getting a little bit.
Do you think you're getting a little bit of sun?
Yeah.
You think you're going to get you a tan?
Yeah, see the difference?
Yeah, there's a difference. But let me tell you something about that tan.
Yeah.
It ain't never helped me do anything. Just so you know, having a permanent tan has never done anything great for me. Take it from your boy. Take it from your boy. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to watch Stranger Things. I need to go back and really try to get back into the second season of The Witcher because I've heard good things, but I cannot make it through that first episode
of the new one.
The second season of Witcher, I cannot make it. I fall asleep every time.
Of Witcher. Okay.
A Witcher.
Okay.
Witcher. Xbox was having a sale, and they had The Witcher 3 for like $8, and they sent me a coupon so I can get $5 off anything I want in the store.
Well, let me look on that Xbox sale because there was something I was thinking about.
I still didn't buy it, but still. And then Xbox had their event. Did you watch it?
I haven't watched any of the events. I saw a little bit of the Keeley one because they were watching it in the gamer vessels chat or whatever. But it was like the tail end of what they were watching. But there's a few like cool looking indie games, but nothing I can remember the names of.
Yeah, I kind of went through a summary of that one. I watched the PlayStation one. I was very disappointed. I mean, not that I was in the market for a PlayStation. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I was in the market for a PlayStation or I was going to do anything PlayStation related at all.
Well, my favorite thing is that that they're going to be putting more games on PC, so that way I'm pretty much going to be console agnostic probably forever. Because even Persona 5 is coming to PC and Spider-Man. Like, what do I need a PlayStation or an Xbox for at this point?
To be able to play games with your friends.
Crossplay is happening.
Yeah, but how much of it actually has... Is she back there raising the damn roof? Is she raising the roof?
It's still on.
What is still on?
She can't hear me.
Oh, I was wondering how you guys could be so serious while I'm doing all this crazy shit in the background.
Well, I've learned from having Aiden as my son. I'm very good at tuning things out, so.
You can't tune all this out, I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way.
It doesn't?
No.
Okay. Because
I have my ways. I've known you for 17 years.
Don't poke me, please.
You don't want her to make you giggle. Are you ticklish? Is that why you say don't poke me?
Well, I mean a little bit, and I'm also like very adverse to like getting touched when I don't know what's touching me. Like I don't know. Like,
yeah, you don't want to slap nobody on. You don't want to slap nobody on the show. I get it. You don't want to slap nobody. I got you.
Scar's got that song stuck in my head. It's like the roof is on fire.
The roof is on fire. The Blenheim.
No, we don't. You don't.
Just need a little bit of weed. In
No, I was doing Raise the Roof. I was doing Uncle Luke, Raise the Roof.
So we don't do the Bloodhound game version?
No, we don't. We do not. I was doing Uncle Luke.
Hey, while you check this, I can take your headphones and continue with this conversation.
It says, "Oh my gosh," for Sophie.
I know. Oh, do you want me to show him Sophie?
I showed him earlier.
I know, I did that. She was matted everywhere. I had to do it.
Do you have a bald dog?
Yeah.
Dog is bald. The world got to see your bald dog.
Infinity.
Beyond.
Yeah. I'm trying to be a part of this as much as I can without being able to hear anything. So I look like a complete fool when you guys start talking because I have like no understanding of what's happening.
I said and beyond.
Like, what are you doing right now? Like, I have no idea.
She didn't get it. Like, she's not getting my
Charades.
Scarfinger sign language.
Are you presenting a gift to the gods? Like, what are you doing?
No,
I give you me.
You said infinity, and I said and beyond.
I am bad at charades.
We've learned.
I can tell you're agreeing with me. That has to be an agreement.
Very much so. Why would you give her the headphones? Like, you're just really adverse to giving her the headphones.
What? Oh, are you giving it to me? Hey. Yo, Amber in the podcast house.
Okay, so what you were not getting from the charades is you put up in the infinity, and I said and beyond.
Oh, see? This, how stupid I feel right now. That should have been so obvious, but the infinity symbol had left my mind, so it looked like you were just offering a gift to like the gods or something. Left my mind, so it looked like you were just offering a gift.
Did he put on his phone? I can hear his phone.
Yes, he did. He's listening to the podcast on his phone while we're podcasting. Bada bing, bada boom.
Not sure that works.
I don't think it does. It was more echoey. I don't think the viewers would appreciate the echo.
Not at all.
Well,
so how have you been?
The echo's gone.
I have been pretty good. I've been trying right now to manifest winning this dream home in Wilmington, North Carolina.
I thought you were moving to Kentucky.
Wait, see, here's the thing. All right, listen, Linda, listen.
Okay, so if you win in North Carolina, you staying in North Carolina, right?
No, absolutely not. Hell to the no. It's a $1.2 million package. It comes with a house that's actually worth $3 million.
I have one of those.
And it comes with... I'm just going to continue. It comes with a Mercedes and $100,000. So what I want to do is, I know I can't afford these taxes. It's like $1 million a year. So
you can do the Oprah thing and flip it as soon as you get it.
That, or sell it back to them for what the house is worth. Rather that be $1 million, $2 million.
You know, when Oprah did the you get a car thing, mm-hmm. A lot of them couldn't afford the taxes and shit, and she tried to pay the taxes for them, and they would not let her pay them. So a lot of them had to sell the car mm-hmm. in order to be able to pay the taxes and shit, mm-hmm. because she gave them a car. So
I've been doing some research lately to try to figure out how some of the success stories worked out with getting these things. And a lot of people either sell it all back to them and take the money, or because even if you take the $100,000 cash, you're still taxed on that as well. Correct. So that's what I'm thinking about doing, is just selling it all back, taking that money, moving to Kentucky, getting furniture that we actually like, not
I'll
taking
be Kentucky
any of the furniture there.
Jesus.
Oh my God, redneck Chase over here. but that's my plan. That's what I've been trying to do lately. Stay positive as much as possible. Just tell myself, I deserve this. I'm gonna win it. I'm gonna get it. I
want to win something small. Like, I'm a modest dude, and I've never been the one that's kind of like run by money. So like, I don't need to win like a Mega Millions. That doesn't do anything for me, right?
Well, God, God damn it, I deserve it. Shit, I have been living in some poverty in my life. I deserve this bitch. I am living in poverty right now. Well, it's not necessarily Same.
poverty, but I'm like right there. Like, you know what I mean? I am one bad thing happening away from financial ruin. You know what I mean? Like, unplanned surgery, or if my car breaks down, I am fucked for a long time.
Well, get this. We're such in bad shape financially right now with inflation and stuff. And this is what my son had to say. He is tired of living with broke-ass family. That is what he said.
Sorry. So, wait.
That's how bad it's been.
Okay, so...
I had to laugh at it, though.
If my daughter said that to me, and my daughter is slightly older than your son. Mm-hmm. If my daughter said that to me, and I'm be like, okay, so, where's your job?
Exactly.
You want to drop out of school so you can go get your ass a job? Like, I mean, at this point, like, you 14, like, you know what I mean? Like, do you know how much money I got to spend in bras in general? Like, you know what I mean? Like, my daughter just got measured for a new bra. She wears a 38F. Like, this is what we're talking about here.
So, an F in a bra is basically, for you, like a 38. Fuck! Like, look at the price.
No, because I know eventually it's going to stop at the double Ds. I know that's where it's going. I know that's where it's going to end. Like, she's still 14. Mm-hmm. So we still got a little bit of time. And I know she's going to end up at the double Ds. So you know how much I'm going to have to spend in just bras? Like, how much her parents are going to have to spend in just bras.
Have you had to go to Victoria's Secret?
No, she had to get measured at Lane Bryant. I know I'm kind of I'm low key putting my daughter on blast right now, and I don't really mean to do that. That's mean, but her chest is mean. So like we have to do some things.
Did you just say her chest is mean?
It's mean to my wallet. And her parents' wallets, because I'm not really doing a whole lot right now.
No, it's okay to vent about it. I mean, you're going out there, you're spending your hard-earned money for these bras. If you want to put her on blast right now, God damn it, it's a daddy's duty.
But it's not me right now. So it's her mom doing most of this. But you know something? She just went to her 8th grade dance. Mm-hmm. And she had a nice dress and some shoes with some heels on it. And she has some makeup done. And, I know I'm supposed to say this because that's my child, but she was the most beautiful human I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's your baby.
Yeah, I'm supposed to say this, but, like, I really thought, like, wow, that's my child. And I'm going to have to kill someone.
Yep. You're going to end up having to have that shotgun on the ready.
Yep, I'm going to have to kill someone. Yep, I kind of put it there. Like, yep, I think that may be a thing. I think if it ever get to that, if you know, I'm gonna tell you how you know when I'm about to go full on. I'm going to kill someone with a gun. I'm just gonna start posting a whole bunch of Republican shit on my social media.
or you could do this.
Hopefully they'll save me.
Or you could do this. I don't know if Chase ever told you this story. When we first started going together, what my father is I considered him my father. This is big black man comes walking out into the living room, no shirt on, just his basketball shorts. Comes out, he sits in the computer chair right across from Chase, rubs his chest, and was just like, "So you taking my daughter out, boy?" Like,
he said he was gonna if I hurt you, he was gonna hang me from the reddest tree. It was fall time in the mountains, and he said, find the reddest tree out there.
Mm-hmm. You know what? I'm just gonna make it real simple. First of all, I don't want to threaten some little boy who don't deserve it, or a little girl, because my daughter has, my daughter is queer. She goes both ways. But I don't want to threaten someone else's child, because I damn sure don't want that to be my child. Like, if that was my son in these whack ass prom pictures where the father is holding a gun in the fucking prom pictures, I think that's horrible. And to do that to someone else's child is just kind of fucked up.
Or you could just come out looking like Samuel L. Jackson in that one movie where, he just looks crazy wearing a wife beater, just come out with them beading eyes.
I'm just gonna tell him real simply, whatever you do to my daughter, I'm gonna do to you. It's gonna be worse coming from me. So if you try to fuck my daughter, guess what? No, I'm kidding.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Okay then. No, I ain't trying to do none of that, because I'm in a father's group on Facebook, and I see the way that some of these fathers talk. about situations like this, especially involving their daughters. And I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be that guy. But I also do want to be protective of my child. But it's the only way that I can, the best way that I can be protective of my child is to instill in her values that we intend to uphold. We intend to uphold these values. This is us. You, me, your other parents, like all of us. We have a set standard of where you should be at this point in your life.
Well, there's a Fresh Prince episode to where Will is trying to get with this girl at a country club, and her dad's like considered like Mr. No or something. He was like, "What's your major? What's your future? What are you doing in your life?" and stuff like that. So maybe like Mr. No or Dr. No.
Are we allowed to talk about Will Smith right now?
Why not? I know the whole slap heard round the world, but why not?
Has that coast been cleared?
I think we're on mostly Jada, his wife now. That's what everybody's talking about.
I can't talk about Jada. You can say anything that you want to. I cannot speak about Jada because when I said something, I got called a toxic ass nigga. So like, because I was blaming a black woman for what happened. When I didn't blame her for what happened, but I did say that there are several moments where she could have stood in and she could have stopped this.
Well, that's true.
She could have stopped it. That's all I said. But I got called a toxic nigga, so like I can't say anything about Jada at this point. But you know what? You go right ahead. But I don't know, because the fact that Will Smith has just been kind of way after that happened. He's just like not really in the public eye. He's not really like. They say he went to India. Like, ain't no paparazzi showing up to India.
So he kind of pulled a Dave Chappelle thing. Like, oh shit, this is getting out of hand. I'm gonna go here for a while and do some reflecting, all that kind of stuff.
I think so. I think he might have went to go see one of them gurus. Went to go see a guru and try to get his life straight. You know how that goes. You go see the guru, you kind of do your thing, and it's just kind of like, all right, so like my life is straight right now. But I think right now, I don't think he has to, because Will Smith is at a place in his life where he doesn't have to do anything he doesn't want to. Mm-hmm. But I think he has to do something to make amends to Chris. But that has to start privately, and once everything is settled, whether it's settled or not, the answer can be released publicly, but the work has to be done privately. Right now, you're doing the private thing, you're keeping yourself low. All right, cool. So you need to get a hold of your mans. I mean, at one point I thought that they might have been friends. At least Jada and Chris were friends. I think even though Jada said when she did on the Red Table Talk, she said that
we're all too public.
They need to get together and talk. She wants them to talk on the Red Table Talk. No, y'all need to do this shit in private. I think like a lot of the stuff from Jada has not been private, and that's the reason why Will Smith did what he did. Not blaming her, but we, the internet community, has been giving this dude hell for a long time about things that Jada allegedly has done, right? You know what I mean? So we've been giving that dude hell, and he just snapped. And sucks. The thing that sucks most about the Will Smith thing is that stayed in the news cycle longer than people fucking dying. That stayed in the news cycle longer than a dude running up in a fucking supermarket gunning people down.
Well, that's because I think...
And live streaming the shit on Twitch.
Well, that's because, I think personally that it was a distraction. I mean, I know that's kind of weird to say, but I think it was kind of a distraction so you won't be looking over here to what's going on.
But see, okay, I understand that because there's been things that have been a distraction from things. Because when LeBron did the decision, which everyone was mad at him because he said he was going to South Beach or whatever like that, and he did the whole big whoop-de-doo. And even though people were mad at him for doing the big whoop-de-doo, he was doing it for a charity. He was doing it for the Boys and Girls Club of America. But that's why he did the big whoop-de-doo. But when that happened, it was at the same time that the verdict that those cops were not going to get in trouble for what happened to Oscar Grant. Now, if you don't know what happened to Oscar Grant, you can either look up what happened to Oscar Grant or you can watch Fruitvale Station starring Michael B. Jordan, because it's a dramatization of what happened to Oscar Grant. Mm-hmm. Basically, they had him face down, handcuffed behind his back, and still shot and killed him. While he was laying on the ground, face down on the ground. Apparently, they still fear for his life with handcuffs behind his back, face down on the ground, and they shot him. But like the verdict, when the verdict was being read that the cops were not going to get in trouble, was the exact same time LeBron was making the decision, which everyone was paying attention to that. Like, I see how that can be a distraction from like look over here, it's LeBron. Like, don't look over here, LeBron. But I don't understand what the Will Smith thing was to get us to look away from.
There was something going on in Congress. It was trying to vote in... It was the abortion thing.
Huh? That was after the leak. The leak about Roe versus Wade was after.
Well, I do know that while the Will Smith thing, it was like... They were talking about it and stuff. Yeah, the leak thing happened after, but that was all over the news. While they were in there talking and discussing it, that's when the whole slap her around the world thing happened. Yeah.
And then I still say it's crazy that like he slapped him. Like he didn't kill him. He didn't like beat him bloody. He slapped somebody. But that stayed in the news so much longer than anything. Like it stayed in the news. It stayed in the news longer than a bunch of kids getting killed. The cops being afraid to go in. It stayed in the news longer than someone live streaming himself shooting black people in a supermarket. Like, you know what I mean? Like he just slapped somebody. That's the crazy part. Like that's the crazy part for me. Like it just stayed in the news for way too long. But I don't really want to talk about that. So since we're on the show, what have you watched recently that you have enjoyed or not enjoyed?
Who do you want to go first? You want Chase or me?
Oh, no, fuck Chase. Chase is here all the time. Chase is here all the time. Fuck him.
Well, it's not really a huge list, just because that's the type of person I tend to go with things that are familiar. But I did watch this one movie. My friend got me onto it. It's called Absolution. It's it was supposed to be a 5. Goodness gracious, the Paul Langdon sneeze. Anyway, but it's supposed to have 5 movies. But the lady who played Harmony in the movie died in a car accident, so they couldn't keep going. But the movie is about the 5 universal frequencies. So the first movie is about the harmony frequency. It's all about balancing and kind of like the whole light and dark and yin and yang and twin flames and being empathic and stuff of that sort. So what she can do is she can touch somebody and she absorbs their negativity into herself.
The new Life is Strange
and heals them.
Yeah, that sounds like Life is Strange True Colors to me. I know I bought my daughter that shit, and 100% that's Life is Strange True Colors. But go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So that's basically what it touches upon. I thought it was a really good movie, very spiritual, very insightful. So I watched that, and then another one that I frequently watch is like I watch Rain, which is about Mary Queen of Scots, and it's not historically factual, not all of it is, but it does touch on some historical parts that is real, not just made
It's
up.
like Mary Queen of Scots, but then they make it like it's like the OC or something like that, you know, kind of like
basically, yeah. And then the other one is, of course...
So it's that historical story with a modern slant.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And then the next thing I've been watching is The X-Files. Scully and Mulder.
Never got into the X-Files.
Oh, I do. I love it.
There's been some white people shit for me. Like, I don't know too many black people that seen the X-Files. It was just like, that's my shit. Like, I know black people who've seen the X-Files, but I don't know too many black people that be like, the X-Files is my shit. I don't know too many people that.
I don't know. I guess I'm just like Weird Al Yankovic on this one. I really do. Like, white and nerdy. I watch it. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. What can I say?
Much.
Yeah. So that's basically all I've been doing.
Well, you like
or watching.
Only thing is, like, I don't know if Buffy was like just lightning in a bottle for you, but there's so many things that are like that I think you would like if you like Buffy. You know.
Does he know about Angel?
Of course.
Of course.
Did you watch Angel?
Of course.
As a Buffy fan, of course.
See, I've seen. I used to watch Buffy and Angel annually. At least once a year, I would watch through the whole shit.
Roswell is a good one.
I started Roswell, and I have at least the first 2 seasons. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what happened with Roswell. I just kind of like fell out with it. I know there's a newer one, right?
Yeah, it's a reboot. I don't really. It mixes up from the old one, which I really appreciate, and changes it up. So it's got like Alex in the old show, he ends up dying. But in this new reboot, he's actually, him and Michael are together. They're a thing. So I'm used to the old one, you have to understand. I grew up watching that. So, and I mean, when they did the reboot of Charmed, which is another good one, which is like 3 sisters who are witches, and they have this coven, and they fight off demons and save the world and shit.
Mark, I watched.
Well, at least you're not going online and bullying the actors of the new ones, being like,
yeah, they did. They
ruined Mike's childhood.
They've totally done that, especially with Charmed. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like in the new reboot, which I did watch. I was going to try to give that one a chance. I couldn't get into it because the eldest sister in that group, or I think she was actually trying to play as Piper from the old one. And she ended up being like, she was a lesbian. I think the younger sister who was supposed to be like Phoebe in the other one. And then, because I mean, it started off to where they weren't even a full complement of 3. It's like the other sister came in to the door who was supposed to represent Paige to say, hey, I'm your sister.
So they just totally skipped Prue.
They did. Totally skipped Prue.
How the fuck do you skip Prue?
I don't know.
I mean, we get it. Shannon Doherty. I used to watch 90210, but she seems like a pretty terrible person.
She can be hard to work with, from what I hear.
Yeah. And her husband, well, I don't know if it's her husband or her ex-husband, is the guy in the Paris Hilton tape. I
don't know anything about that.
That guy in the Paris Hilton tape was related to was in some way married to Shannon Doherty, whether it was before, after, or during. Mm-hmm. So that guy used to be married to Paris. That guy used to be married to Shannon Doherty.
This man.
Stop it! You're ruining our show.
Look at this face coming out. Stop it!
You're ruining our show. Well, you're the one that's got to edit all this shit out if it comes to that. So, look, okay. All right. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I saw the previews because I watch a lot of stuff on the CW. I watch all of the DC TV shows, like the superhero shows. So I saw, because when you use the CW app, like on your TV and stuff like that, I ain't got an ad blocker on there, so you got to watch all these ads. And they do this thing where they play the same ad 3 times in a row. So I seen the ads, and I was just kind of like, no, that don't look good.
But for Charmed, the new one?
Yes, that just didn't.
Like I said, I tried to give it a shot. I really did. I finished watching the first season. I mean, I kind of enjoyed the whole the new White Lighter guy, but it's just the fact that they completely skipped Prue and that whole storyline. and went straight for basically Paige's character coming in, and their powers activate, that's not how it started at all.
And no one should want to be Rose McGowan. Like, you know what I mean? Rose McGowan is who Michael Jackson thought he saw in the mirror. But
oh my god!
Come on, she kind of looks like Michael Jackson. Like, you know what I mean?
The man in the mirror.
She definitely. Her man in the mirror was Michael Jackson. But yeah, I don't understand how you skip Prue. How you skip some of the demons that were in the beginning, like my man who ended up playing on Nip Tuck.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember his name, but he was his demon name was like Balthazar or some shit, right?
Yeah, Cole. Cole.
Yeah, nigga. So Cole. Like, how do you skip all that? You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, I guess you're trying to make it for like a new audience, but like if you gonna call it the same thing, you need to do something for the old audience too.
And I guess the women who played the original and the original Charmed, I think that's why they kind of went on a tyrant, because of all of that. But I mean,
get it.
It is. I mean, but
only two of them really would give a shit. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like the lady who played Piper and Phoebe. They're the real people who play Piper and Phoebe are the only two that would actually give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, I get the thing of like wanting them just do new stuff instead of remaking the old stuff, because it's the new people aren't gonna, like, the new kids aren't gonna be like, Charmed, that's my shit, and then the old people are gonna be pissed off about it. So it's gonna be like,
you can't make everybody happy, basically.
Like, so might as well come up with something new.
Well, you can't really. Hollywood is creatively bankrupt these days. You can't, like, everything is a reboot or something else. Like, it's really crazy. I'm really surprised that the Star Wars shows have actually been good, minus Boba Fett. Like, the Star Wars shows have actually been good because, like, they are.
Well, there's only 4 stories, and everyone just tells those 4 stories in different ways.
Kind of, like we understand that most of Star Wars is based off of old samurai flicks, right? Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, that's basically what it is. Most of it is based off of that, but like, it's just like I'm very impressed by Obi-Wan. Well, we spoke about that earlier when you couldn't hear. And like, The Mandalorian has been great. Boba Fett was okay, but it got better when The Mandalorian showed up. Mm-hmm. Like that type of stuff. And I've liked the Disney stuff too. So like, there's a way to do this with characters that people really know and make something compelling. Like this reboot culture that we have right now in Hollywood is just not gonna get it.
Well, what's getting me is a movie that I grew up on, and granted it was before my time. I'm not sure if it came out like the year Chase was born, but it's called The Lost Boys, and they're getting ready to reboot that one.
Wait, The Lost Boys?
Yeah, it's an 80s like vampire movie. I grew up with that movie.
You do realize I was born in '79, right? So I'm completely I'm completely aware what The Lost Boys are.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it's 7 stories. The 7 stories archetype are Overcoming the Monster, Rags to Riches, The Quest, Voyage and Return, Comedy, Tragedy, and Rebirth.
I think I would like for them to. I know this is asking for a lot. As a non-real Star Wars fan, right? I'm not really a big Star Wars fan. Would love for them to get past the Skywalkers. Period.
Didn't they do that after the last movie I watched, Chase? What is that called? The Last Jedi or something? Didn't they technically, because it was...
Nope.
Rise of Skywalker was the last one.
Because Rise of Skywalker was the last one, and the last thing that she did in the fucking movie was...
Well, I'm a person who loved The Last Jedi. I thought it was great, but
I like the movie.
The Rise of Skywalker was... I mean, it was all just fine. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Like, it's fine.
I think her taking that name, it's like, oh, now it's more of this shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if the Skywalker name died with Ben, if it died with Ben, because everyone else with that name is gone. If it died with Ben, I would have been happy. The last thing that happens, someone is talking to her. They asked him what her name is, and she said her name is Rey Skywalker. And I'll go, fuck. I would like to move past it, but and I made it worse. Spoiler alert for the sequel, the Star Wars sequels. Like, I think they fucked it up when they made her a Palpatine.
Yeah, that tripped me out. That did.
It didn't make any sense.
Well, maybe it's a thing to where, like, you can be like, I don't care. Names are fucking meaningless. We could be the Anderson family if we really wanted to. You know what I mean?
But the idea,
all these little things that we come up with society, they're all made up. It's just things we live by to make some sort of sense out of chaos.
Yeah, but like the idea that when he looked into her mind and told her, like, oh, your parents were nobodies, that should have just been it. Like, you can be an absolute nobody, and like, this shit can happen to you. That's what was supposed to happen with Luke. Luke was supposed to be a nobody that all of a sudden this shit happened to. Then they made the call back to his father. It was like, no, he was supposed to be an absolute nobody that ended up with this incredible power, and that would have meant a whole lot more.
What are you doing? He's being a distraction.
Yeah, that would have meant a whole lot more. To me, it would have meant a whole lot more if he was an absolute nobody. Kind of like how Anakin was an absolute nobody. You know what I mean? Anakin was an absolute nobody.
What's so funny?
Well, they made him. I'm like just a few seconds behind you guys, so that's why I like jump in, kind of double dutch a little bit. So I hear like.
Oh, so no wonder you changed the subject when we were talking about the Lost Boys reboot. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right. So what have you been playing? So I was laughing at me going. Oh. So what have you been playing? I know you typically play like the same things over and over again, right?
Yeah, but right now I'm trying to buy one game on the Switch like once a month, because I'm trying to put games I actually appreciate, because my son didn't want it, so I went ahead and I took it so I could play some Switch games.
I don't use mine either.
But
I had mine for like 2 years.
There's a new season on Destiny, and it's got really cool like ornaments for your gear, and I really enjoy the story of it, so I've been playing a lot of that. And also
Diablo 3's on there.
Huh?
We waste some time on Diablo 3 on Switch.
That's okay.
I have Diablo on Switch also.
I don't have that one.
Stop being this distraction.
But another thing, like, I've been getting into a lot of CC coding, writing CC codes, which is custom content, and I've been doing that with The Sims because I've gotten really bored with some of its stuff that it has. So I've been writing my own CC codes and putting things into the game that aren't normally into the game for better gameplay.
Okay, my daughter still loves The Sims. I think lately she's moved on to a few things. I know she plays a lot of Mass Effect in her free time, but she loves The Sims. I've even created families in The Sims just to do something. Mm-hmm. Like I would create a family, and then I would put it up into her little gallery. It's called the gallery, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm putting like families and stuff like that in her gallery because I was bored. Mm-hmm. So I've done that.
So, and I've been wanting to get back into playing some more Mass Effect. I really have. I'm on the third game right now, and I kind of just stalled and stopped. And I kind of want to get back into that, so that's something that I can do in the near future.
Now Chase is trolling us through the chat.
Really? What's he doing? What are you doing? Hold on. Oh, y'all dumb. Snakes?
I don't get it. I think he's just being bothersome because I'm talking to you instead of him. I think he's just jealous.
Aw. Are you jealous? Are you jealous?
You can assure him that you like him better than you like me.
So tell me, like, what things have you been watching lately? What games have you been playing?
I've been playing mostly the Division 2. There's some new content. They made some patches that have changed gear that I like. The Division is very kind of Destiny-like. It's just more grounded. It's not science fiction or science fiction fantasy as that. It's a little bit more grounded. But it's still the same kind of loot grind and all of that kind of stuff that you have on Destiny. They made some changes. They just came out with a big update. So I've been playing a lot of that when I do get a chance to play anything. So I'm still playing that, and I'm having a lot of fun. I wish that I had more people to play the game with. That's kind of like the biggest thing, like, because people like Chase and stuff like that, they've gone on the PC, and I don't have like a lot of people around to play the games with. I only really have one person to play the game with.
Is it on Xbox?
It's on Xbox, but Chase is a PC guy. He doesn't want to play his Xbox.
Well, he just bought a headset so he could be able to play games with you. When I'm playing on Xbox, I'm chatting on Discord. Like I don't even chat on Xbox. Chase can find a way.
Chase can find a way, but still, Chase is the most inconsistent person when it comes to actually wanting to play games. I saw that, you jerk. Literally. But she is the most inconsistent. Do you know how long it took us to finish Gears 2? Because he is highly inconsistent when it comes to actually playing games with well, I don't know if he's like this with everybody. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he's way more accommodating when it comes to playing games with you. Well, but when it comes to playing games with me, he is highly inconsistent. I cannot count on Chase at all.
Well, that's why I just go ahead and keep watching shows that he's begged for just us to watch, because we'll watch like 1 or 2, maybe 3 episodes of something, and then it'll be like weeks before we get to it. And god damn it, I want to know what's happening. I want to keep going.
You know what I did? I used to do with my ex? You know what I used to do with my ex? I would go ahead and watch it on my own time. When she wanted to watch it, I'll watch it with her again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what I did with him on Stranger Things. Like,
I need to watch the new season. I have not watched any of the new season.
It's good. It's really good. You'll enjoy it.
And look, the Stranger Things has made a song from the 80s be on the top charts.
Kate Bush, yeah. Running Up That Hill. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how it ties into the show, but I know that it does tie into the show, and now that song is back.
Yeah, you'll find out when you watch it how it ties in and why it ties in, because, you know, this all takes place. It does take place, right, in the 80s. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it makes sense why it ties in, but it's that episode when you do find out had me in tears. It was beautiful. It really was. You'll like it.
Right. I think I'm pretty much done. I know Chase has not been around to say anything.
Well, that's my fault. I literally barged into his podcast, took over the headset, and now he's sitting here doing childish things because he's upset.
Okay, we'll be nice to Chase and we'll let him talk and close out the show.
Okay, I'll hand him back his headset. Well, it was nice to be a part. Thank you.
It was beautiful talking to you again. And next time I am going to get more stories about Chase's misadventures in the bedroom, because I think that makes great content.
Just know his nickname is Thumper. And have a nice night.
Word up. Thank you much. Thank you for that. Now on to Thumper.
All right, here's Thumper. Here you go.
I should call this episode Rise of Thump Walker. Rise of Thump Walker.
Rise of Thump Walker?
Rise of Thump Walker. So we've already pretty much discussed everything that we've watched and played. So it's really on you.
I just know that the Division is trash, and so is what is it? Magic Academy is trash.
So is Destiny.
And 2 Point Hospital is trash.
Do you think you're trying to get a rise out of it? Is that what you think this is? And it's Spellcaster Academy, like, so. Is that what you're doing? You trying to get a rise out of me?
I'm trying to get you to send us some pizza.
I'm about to make some pizza. You know what you make, like the pizza like casserole thing where you cut up the biscuits and then you make the pizza that way.
Yeah.
Get ready to do that. I'm gonna do that as soon as the show is over.
That's what I do when I try to like make a breakfast style pizza, but I haven't did that in a long time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it for the first time. I've never done that. I've done a breakfast casserole. That tater tot breakfast casserole that I make is actually pretty fucking good.
That sounds good.
I learned how to make it from a YouTube video.
Tater tots make a really good casserole base. We did. What was that thing we did with tater tots? I can't remember what that was. Good though. It was like an Instapot thing that had tater tots and stuff in it. I can't remember what it was.
I don't remember either. It's been a while.
Yeah. So yeah. If you ever want the recipe, it's a YouTube video. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah. I made a. Did I talk about the cake that I made?
I think maybe.
I've said on the show that I made an earthquake cake.
I think you might have talked about it in between on Friday, because there's a lot I cut out when we were talking. Because Friday was a Friday on the reaction videos. So we hung out a lot longer than the reaction videos were.
Absolutely. But yeah, I made an earthquake cake, and that was cool. It didn't quite come out the way that I would have liked, but it was still pretty good.
Well, it seems like an earthquake cake is a thing that lends itself to mistakes. Like if it's not perfect, it's still
right, because I mean, the base of the cake is a German chocolate upside down cake.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe I'm getting it confused with a volcano cake, like the things at Chili's and stuff.
No, that's something different.
Okay.
Earthquake cake is basically the base of the cake is a German chocolate upside down cake. You put the pecans and the coconut in the bottom of the pan. Mm-hmm. Then you make your cake batter, and then you put that on top of that. Then you make up like this like cream cheese kind of filling, and you spoon it over top of the cake. And while it's baking, it kind of falls in the cakes, and it looks like the top of the cake is cracked, where the filling fell in.
Oh, okay.
So that's why they call it an earthquake cake. It was actually pretty good. It didn't look very good, but it tasted very good.
I looked up the pronunciation of pecan from different areas, and like when people would say like pecan, like people.
What you call it? That's blue. Blue is a pecan.
Right. Like if you say that around a lot of people around here, they think you're like talking like a Yankee or whatever. But actually, pecan is North Carolina, Virginia, and the North. Pecan is like Midwest, a lot of South. So really, pecan is more northern than pecan is.
So I've actually heard someone say pecan.
I think that might be like a specific area in like Wisconsin or like Dakotas and stuff.
So yeah, I've heard pecan. That always seemed weird.
Yeah, that sounds like you're trying to say like Commander Shepard's like, get to the pecan. It's a Prothean pecan.
Right. All right. So what you got? So we can go ahead and wrap this up.
Well, the Destiny stuff, of course. I'm actually trying to get a title this time, which I'm actually doing pretty good on getting that, which is just doing a lot of the stuff in the season. And when a title is basically you look at your character and you have a word. I see a lot of people with them, and I was like, well, I'm just going to get this one because I've never got one before, and then I'll have one, and then I don't really care about getting another one. And plus, this season's title is Reaper, So having Reaper under my name would be pretty fucking rad, I think.
Okay, so for people who don't play Destiny, what does that mean?
It's like literally like you have your name, and then there's a title under your name, and then this season is Reaper. So I just think that Reaper is pretty cool.
So what do you have to do to get that? Is like a bunch of stuff you have to check off?
Yeah, that's seasonal stuff. Like, it's just doing the seasonal content a lot and getting scythe kills and just doing the main quest, which takes a while because of, you do it for the week and then you have to wait another week for it to continue. So once I've done it for this season, I probably won't care about getting another one because I normally don't put that much work into Destiny other than just doing stuff I enjoy. So, but since it's a very cool title, I was like, well, I'll get it this time. But, and then as of things that aren't Destiny, I, actually booted up and started playing, Metro 2033. I never actually finished that game, and I really enjoyed that game. It's very depressing, but,
it seems like it.
It is, but it is quite good. Like if you like first person shooters that are more story based, so take like Half-Life or BioShock or Singularity, Time Shift, any of those type of games, I think you would really enjoy it. And I've also heard that the latest one that was on Game Pass or whatnot is a sight to behold. Like, it's one of the best looking games out in a long time, So,
right.
But,
yeah, I used to listen to a show where someone got stuck in a Metro game. I don't know which one it was. Mm-hmm. They got stuck in a Metro game where, part of like you getting damaged, like the visible thing of your damage is your mask cracking.
Yeah.
But when you heal, I don't know whether it's with you heal or you get a new mask, your mask kind of fixes itself.
You can get there's other masks around. You can get more masks or whatnot, but when the game first come out, like this was like 2009 or 10 or so, it was more survival based. And when they did the Redux or Redo or however you want to say that, is when they did just redo, yeah. When they did that, they added it to where the survival aspect is optional. Before it was like bullets are still currency in the game, but it's like a certain type of, you get currency bullets you don't actually shoot, it's just a currency. But in like the survival mode, you do spend the bullets that you also shoot, you know what I mean? So, and the and also you have to find the filters and stuff like that. When
I think what the problem that he said that he had was he got to a point to where his mask was really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he tried to replace it or whatever like that, it looked exactly the same. It wouldn't change. He ran into some kind of bug where his mask didn't change. It just always looked fucked up.
Wow.
So he couldn't finish.
Well, the only time your mask really is applicable is when you're outside or if you're down near like spores and stuff. Because there was one time I was like, oh, I still have this broken mask on. I'm in the tunnel. I don't have to wear it. And I just took it off. I was like, okay. I've been wearing this broken mask this whole time and didn't even have to wear it.
Right.
But it's kind of like when you're, wearing a mask in a doctor's office and then all of a sudden you get in the car just because you're just like riding and you're like, wow, I still got this thing on. Like, because you just forget about it, Or at least I do. But yeah, and the reaction stuff, that's really fun. And I've been watching stuff to be like things that we can react to. And I think my next thing, I've got it. My next two things I got them figured out. And I don't want to do anything too crazy, because I don't want to be like it just be excruciating. But the one thing I do want to do at some point, which is like a crazy screaming like metal type thing, well, not metal but more, is like this one Dillinger Escape Plan song that I just want to see if I could see if you guys could figure out the pattern of this one part. And like it's a really simple part sounding, but then the pattern makes it sound like okay, what's actually going on here? I'm sure if you sit down with paper and be like, you can figure it out. But I don't really care to do that, you know. Just like sitting there listening to it, it's just like, it just seems like kind of random. But, you know, it's not, because everybody's in sync, you know. Like all the drums and bass and guitars and stuff. It's just weird. But yeah. You kind of got in mind what you're wanting to do next?
I have an idea. I don't know if I want to, because there's a lot of like Snarky Puppy and Lornell Lewis that I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
A whole lot. So I don't know if I want to keep it there, or do I want to do I want to go somewhere else and then come back. I think what I might do for my next choice is we should watch a marching band show.
Cool. Because I definitely want to show that, like, yeah, I do listen to a lot of heavy type music and different more I guess you would say intense music, but a lot of it actually is not metal. You know what I mean? Like I actually grew up more on the hardcore punk side than I did metal. It's just I appreciated metal because of the technical aspect, and I did like some like death growly type stuff, but it was always like it has to like be like, oh shit type moment. If it's death growly the whole time, you're like, okay, that's boring. But if it's like something else and all of a sudden there's just like, ooh, and it's just like, holy shit, like top moment, that's when it's cool, you know? And that's also what I think about like what I would consider like breakdowns. And like there's a genre that came up in like the early 2010s, 2010s, and like called deathcore, which is basically the melding of like hardcore punk and death metal. And it's not that I don't like that melding, it's that in that point they were just like all breakdown. A breakdown has to break down from something. If it's all dun 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 dun, then yeah, okay, what? It's boring.
If every day is a sunny day, then what the fuck is a sunny day?
Right. A breakdown should be, oh shit, you know, like shit's going down type thing. You know what I mean? But you can't be desensitized to your breakdowns. Come on. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna do the OCs or OCs.
I don't think we should talk this deep about this here.
I don't think so either. But it's exciting.
It's exciting, but I don't think we should spoil it.
Well, I'm not talking about exactly what I'm gonna bring to the table. I'm about to say I'm doing OCs, and all of a sudden I come with the Allman Brothers.
That's why I said I think I should do something with the marching band. I didn't say which marching band I'm going to do.
I didn't say which OC song I was going to do either.
No, but me just saying marching bands is way more variation than the OCs. Like that could be anything. With me, it could be anything. With you, it's definitely the OCs. Depending on how many songs they got up, it's definitely that.
Right. Yeah, Scar, you win. As always.
Yeah, I kind of like all I do is win, no matter what.
Winning.
All I do is win.
Wow, you didn't get that reference?
Did you not get mine?
No. Wasn't paying attention to yours because I was paying attention to the fact that you didn't get mine.
Mine was Charlie Sheen.
Oh, yeah, that part.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that guy. I completely forgot about Charlie Sheen.
Yeah.
Because he just kind of like went through that whole thing where he was just kind of like really kind of out there. And then like you found out that he had like a fucking disease, and then he just kind of went away. Yeah. But when he was on, he was on. Like that whole tiger blood thing and all that kind of weird shit. It was just like, dude, something's fucking wrong with you, bro. Like I was doing T-Pain.
T-Pain.
And that's also the second reference that you didn't get, because I did the Raise the Roof reference, and you didn't realize it was the Luke Raise the Roof, or she didn't realize it was the Luke Raise the Roof, as opposed to.
Well, she didn't hear you, but I knew what you were doing. I just was like, I'm just going to go with the version I thought would get on your nerves.
Okay. All right, you got anything else? Because it's 10 o'clock. It's time to go.
It is 10 o'clock, and it is time to go.
All right, so, family, thank you all or checking us out here, checking us out on the Geeks on Right Universe YouTube channel with our reactions. The next reaction is going live when?
Wednesday, the 15th of June.
Wednesday the 15th. I don't know if this may be out after that, but if you listen to this, then it should already be out. If you listen to this after the 15th, it's already out. Go back and listen to that too.
And then there'll be one on the 17th and one on the 22nd. We're doing it every Wednesday and Friday. Trying to.
But we're gonna be back in your ear holes again with this in a couple weeks, and then we're gonna stay on your head with these reactions. Hopefully, we can keep those rolling. If we can't do it, then we're gonna let you know. But also put in your requests. Go to the YouTube and type in the comments for anything that you want us to do. That's probably the best place to do it because then we can all see it because it's in the YouTube comments. You know what I mean?
And it gets reactions on the YouTube.
What's the part I wasn't trying to say? That's you said the quiet part out loud.
The quiet part.
You said the quiet part out loud. That's not what you're supposed. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud. I need you to go leave these comments on these YouTube things, mostly so that we can have a place where we can go and get these because we can just pull up the YouTube Studio app and look at all of the comments. But two, it gets us more engagement. So it's a win-win for you boys.
I'll release our home recordings and demos too.
Our home recordings and demos.
Things you're not supposed to release, but
yeah, that's true. All right, yeah, man. We'll be back in your ear holes with this show in a couple weeks, and we'll be, like I said, we'll try to stay on top of the reactions. We had a lot of fun doing those, and we hope that you had fun listening. So for now, peace out to the Warriors, and we'll be back in your ear holes in 2 weeks.
Yep.
Should have said it like fucking what the fuck is his name? Trey Songz. Yeah. Yeah. Nah, that sounds like Snarf. Fuck it. You know what? Cut the show. Cut it.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. I'm telling. All right, I ain't gonna talk.